So a problem that I've encountered that I've been trying to deal with is just like utter lack of organization when it comes to my tools. It seems that every time I'm preparing for a new project, I spill everything out on the floor trying to find some random esoteric piece of equipment that may or may not help me. I got into the habit of not remembering what always worked for me, what didn't, or worse yet, packing too many things with me that probably never got used. So one of my goals was to reorganize pretty much all my filmmaking equipment, but second, to get it out of the way. And there's no reason I need to always be looking at it or need to be in front of me. So what I've done is me and my girlfriend helped me out with this, my girlfriend Simone. We took everything out of this closet, which was just spillover for household items. And I managed to fit all of my filmmaking equipment in there. So then now, what is my home office studio space is much cleaner. And not just clean for the sake of being clean, but functional. As in, I no longer have stuff scattered on the floor. I no longer have odd items kind of just distracting me. And it's meant to create a space that I can feel more focused in, but also one that's kind of a clean palette and that I can do more in. So what I'm going to show you next is how I've organized my closet. Now, it's still a work in progress, but the majority of things are where they need to be. As I use this setup more, I will learn what works and what doesn't, so things will get moved and tweaked or optimized. But without further ado, let's hop on over to my closet. The previous tenant had installed this shelving system on both walls over here. And I had already had this shelf system that we got, I don't know where we got it, but I used to have it out here in the office. And then my partner recommended that, what if I just shoved it in here? I didn't think it would fit. But once I had it in here, I immediately saw the potential for how things could be reorganized and moved. So the first sections I want to kind of touch on are pretty much camera bodies and lenses, both cameras in use as well as vintage stuff for photography. And then audio, or audio that I use probably the most. Then I also have two containers. One's going to be batteries for all of my equipment. And I've also ditched most of the first party chargers in favor of these small cheap USB ones. They actually work pretty well. They can charge 2 batteries at once, and I have at least a set for each type of battery that I own, which makes it way simpler to charge things either in this room or I'm on the go. So over here, I have a tiny little power strip with 4 USB out. Right now I'm charging up my A6000, the one that takes some stills of this setup as well. But yeah, so as you see, it's pretty convenient to lay things out here. Again, inside my closet, so out of sight, out of mind. I never have to look at this if I don't want to. Moving on, this will be evolving more, but it's frequently used bags over here. Backpacks, which backpacks usually come into play for paid work, where I need to carry more things with me. But from a personal day-to-day use, if I can't fit in this messenger bag, then I'm not taking it with me because I'm probably bringing too much. Over here, it's a bin of important equipment but seldom used. Mostly extension cords, a ton of HDMI cables. Up here, this case, it's meant to hold a drone. Right now it's empty, which it used to just be spillover. I keep it empty. Depending on the situation or a shoot, this will be loaded up with either lights or audio equipment. But yeah, so this is now my main, everything goes in here for a shoot, so that everything's accessible. More seldom used items, so a few other small bags and cases for other camera equipment. Over here, lights and other grips, so my GorillaPod, which I never use. When we get to down here to the bottom, it's going to be kind of dark, and I haven't added more lights here yet. But in this bin, it's full of mostly support equipment, so 15mm rods, extenders, clamps, little monitor arms, brackets. You know, it's items that I probably use more of when I used to rely on rigged out camera equipment, which is something I'll touch on later. And right now, this is where the majority of my art supplies are living. But that's also going to be moved soon. On the very bottom is where I keep my tripods mostly. So I have a monopod, 3 tripods, a few extraneous light stands, and underneath all this mess is actually a case full of light stands and a backdrop holder. So again, items that I seldom use, but I have on hand in case I need them. And when we flip around over here to the actual office, it's very bare. I mean, relative to what's in here, it is very bare. I have my workstation from my day job, my personal computer, my MacBook Pro, and a lot of room for, I didn't really know what to do with, but this is day 2 of this vlog, and I'm kind of liking this setup right now in terms of being unobtrusive, not bothering my partner with all my film crap, and still being able to make cool stuff, and hopefully leaving some of these things set up. Well, I should cover lighting. So this is I pretty much took a China ball and a studio lamp and on a light stand, and this has been a fixture in my office for a while. This guy back here is just another lamp in that same set. I just put a just simple diffuser on there to soften this up a bit. I will continue to make improvements on this, like I said earlier. As I work more with this system in place, I will figure out what works and what doesn't, what's going to get tweaked, and a lot will get tweaked. But yep, hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more videos to come.